I get out there, got a feeling again. Wouldn't want to miss out on the beautiful day, and the best part of the day seems to be first thing in the morning. I'm taking a journey up the Sheep River, close to my hometown, and let's see what I can see. And I hope you enjoy the journey. I hope you enjoy the scenery, and maybe we can learn something along the way. Anyways, enjoy, and I'll be back a little bit later. Cheers. I made it. So far, so good. I'm out in the Sheep River Provincial Park, southern Alberta. And yeah, it's just a wonderful morning. I had to get out and make the best out of the best part of the day. Anyways, I'm on the hunt for sheep. I have yet to see a nice big ram this year, and there is a study group of sheep that have been tagged and probably wearing some kind of tracking collars and so on, but you know, that being said, completely wild, and they're used for study for the University of Calgary in Alberta, and just for their health, habitat, and range and so on. So that's what I'm kind of looking for today. Otherwise, I will turn the camera around. And a few years ago, we hiked, friends of mine and so on, we hiked up this ridge all the way up to the top and had a little picnic lunch up on the top of that ridge right there. So in behind this hill there's a saddle, and there was probably about, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 beautiful rams, young and old, and it was just a fantastic moment because we had a bird's eye view, like say an eagle would, over top of them, and they actually started butting heads. That typically doesn't happen until mating season, but that year, for whatever reason, they put on a heck of a show for us. So it was awesome, and I'd like to get back up there at some point in time. Maybe a different journey than today because I'm a little bit time constricted, but we'll see what happens. I'm on mountain time now, but it's a wonderful day and the sun's out, and yeah, come along for the journey. Let's see what we can see, and maybe I can point out some tidbits of information along the way that maybe will fill in some gaps for you being out in the wilderness and also observing wildlife, interacting with wildlife in a safe manner, and maybe pass it along to the kiddos. They definitely need more than concrete and video games and so on. And this is a fantastic way to develop their mind, develop their sense of well-being, as well as ensuring their proper growth and brain development. You just got to be wrapped up in nature sometimes. Anyways, we'll catch up to you soon, and I'll share along the way. Cheers. Getting closer. So place in particular is one of those special places. There's a lot of native artifacts here, and there's a lot of studying being done by the universities out here. So, as soon as I pull over, let's have a little chat. And there we go. I just pulled out on the next pull out, and I believe I found some rams. Can you see them? There's a ewe on the top, and then there's a ram to the left, and 2 ewes to the right. I'm at this point at an old forestry station that has been torn down, and all that remains is a parking lot and a plaque. But there's, oh, no, that's 2 young rams and 1 ewe sitting above the rocks there. I'm a little bit late this morning. Felt like I should have been out here at about daybreak, but look at that. There's another one I didn't even see. So 2 ewes in the bottom and 2 young rams above them. Wow. And they're still molting. They're still getting their winter coats off. So they'll be rubbing and scratching and all that kind of thing until the itch is relieved and they get all their winter fur off. Just a couple of days ago we had snow up here. And there was still frost on my garden shed and so on. Look how well that they blend in. Like I said, I didn't even see this young ewe or lamb sitting right in amongst the rocks there until she moved her head. Maybe because you guys are watching this video, maybe you saw it before I did. But anyways, I don't see any tags in their ears. Maybe. I'll have to get a close-up view. And maybe I should pull out my big spotting scope. There we go. That's a little better. And yes, they do have tags in their ears, or at least one does. So these are 2 young rams, just basking in the sun. Oh, and a good yawn. Or maybe regurgitating a little bit of stuff to be chewed again. What a beautiful sight. There we go. That's a little better focus. So now I've got my 60 by 80 spotting scope on these guys. They're about 600 yards away up the mountainside. And like I said, this is right above the old Forestry Service building that is no longer there, but just a parking lot. Not quite the biggest rams that could be had out in this country. And no doubt I'm going to have to sit here a while and let my eyes adjust to the terrain and allow things to just kind of settle in and calm down. The thing that I observed this morning, here's the thing to seeing wildlife. It's all about mindset. It's all about your vibration. I get it. We come from the cities, come from small towns. There's a certain vibration that we hold to keep in time with the habitat that we dwell in. When you're out in the woods and you're a customization, I don't even think that's the right word, to get more in tune or more succinct with the vibration of the land, it takes an adjustment period. Now, people coming out of the cities, out of their main lifestyle, and going to nestle into the nature's way of being, they're completely on a different time frame, completely on a different vibration. Allow yourself some time. Get out of the city, stop on the side of the road where it's safe, and just allow yourself to breathe the air. Relax. I know a lot of people, it's all about the destination, and they just, pedal to the metal, get out there, gotta meet my group, gotta get there on time, okay, and then, okay, well, we would like to go up on top of this mountain, or we'd like to go down this hiking trail, and then they just put on their packs and they just soldier on through and they just march it out and till they get their final destination. They might spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes at their final destination, and then all of a sudden this vibration of anxiousness overtakes them. And I've seen it time and time again on the show alone. I've seen it with groups that I've gone out, hunting partners, you name it. And it's almost like it just, the brain gets cramped. Like, oh, gotta be doing something. We gotta have some action. They're just in a frenzy mentally. Allow yourself to become grounded. Allow yourself to just breathe. Allow yourself to be where you are, present. Because if you don't do that, you miss your life. You miss the opportunities that happen. And, it's not as if the animals aren't there. you're just probably too busy being down the road at the destination mentally that you're actually missing what is along the journey. I'm trying to develop a kind of an encouragement to my followers, to the people that view my videos of nature and so on. This is all possible for you as well. The amount of health and well-being mentally that comes from just being present absolutely will allow your body to be healthy. Your interactions with your coworkers, your friends, your family will become more of a positive nature and more of a nurturing nature. It's my little rant for today while I'm dealing with being pushed by everybody trying to get out to their destination and oh, we got to see something. We got to we got to be in the mountains. This is my time. Maybe it's time for a lifestyle change. Can you be silent? Can you actually watch water dry? Can you be at peace with yourself in the moment of every moment that you live? You only get one ride on this planet, supposedly. Maybe those people that have to do it over and over again just keep on not getting it. Anyways, back to the sheep. So there's two ewes up above the two rams, and the one ram has just gotten up and starting to nibble. Still hungry, still need breakfast. Silence. You wouldn't believe how much noise that us humans produce. Grant you, I am sitting on a bit of a highway here. But this is possible for the average person, you know? I knew I had to be out here. I knew there would be something to see. I'm not out for a walk today. I just wanted to go down the road and just get out of the house and find some peace and quiet. Easier said than done, though. Anyways, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Actually, I think I am going to take a walk. We'll catch up to you in a little bit. Again, there's the two ewes just above the two rams and the two other ewes, probably a lamb and a mama. Using this big spotting scope, it's very hard to keep still and keep from jiggling. There we go. Back to the smaller spotting scope. You can get a better field of vision there. Yeah, it'd be really nice to have some of the fancy equipment that would have stabilization and so on. And, you know, the ability to upgrade would be fantastic. Maybe I'll get there someday with enough subscribers and likes and shares and so on. The goal is not to be monetized, but for just to be able to share my experiences, to do and relate some wisdom that I've accumulated over my years, and to encourage people to actually make a lifestyle change, something that you enjoy. And this is what I truly enjoy, is to be out here. I know everybody needs to make a living, but there's different ways of actually making a living. So if you can find it at all possible to be free from a 9 to 5 schedule, make your own schedule and still make enough of a quality of life for yourself as far as money goes, to be able to pay your bills. I wholeheartedly encourage you to pursue it at every opportunity. Keep hammering at it. And I spy with my little eyes something way up on top of the mountain above the ridge line. Looks like maybe a daddy. Hold on a sec. Now this is on the last ridge just before you hit the top, and I spotted this guy coming down. Maybe the big daddies are sitting right up on top of the mountain as far away from people as they possibly can. All you do is just breathe and wait. Look at that. There's 2 sheep up there you didn't notice before. Focused on the ones down below. And I thought there was only 4 or 5. There's actually 6 sheep down below. And now 2 up here. See if I can't zoom in a little bit more. Got to train your eyes if you want to see these things too. Yeah, movement catches your eye. Also, color catches your eye. And shape catches your eye. Oh, look at that. There's the head of another ram right where the lamb is right now. Hold on. There's 3 sheepies up there. Sorry, a little bit of a breeze and I'm zoomed in so far. That's probably 800-900 yards away. How majestic. Just sitting looking over the land by all these people scurry by them, not even taking notice. And that's not me shaking, that's just a light breeze. I'll try to block the wind with my hand. Awesome. But still, not the big rams that I'm looking for. These are all juveniles, maybe 3-4 years old at the most. So awesome. Well, they seem to be having a good day. I'm gonna go take a little walk down by the river. Who knows? Maybe somebody's is down there taking a drink. I'm gonna scan all these cliffs and so on, and who knows what else pops out of the woodwork here, or the rock work. All puns intended, I guess. Cheers. Better. Got off the highway. Look what I found. There's going to be strawberries. Flowers. That makes me happy. That's jam. Jam for the winter. Last year I was out along Powder Face Trail, which is at the end of Highway 66 west of Bragg Creek, and just right along the road we got it cut back from the road, and the strawberries were thick. I was able to pick one recipe's worth of berries for jam, and I put them into small jars so I wouldn't go crazy on them. But man, you just wouldn't believe the taste that you can get. Now, that being said, they're small, and because my ethics are the way they are. I tend to not pick everything in one group. I'll pick one here, one there, and so on. So it took me about 2 days to actually get 4 cups worth of berries from different places, because of course you want to share with the animals. They depend on that food as well, and but there's nothing like it. No preservatives, and the taste, you just wouldn't believe it. If you get the chance, get out and find a wild strawberry somewhere in between. Oh, in this country here, I would say mid-July is probably the best time, but you know, the seasons are all changing, so lower altitudes, the berries are going to be ripe sooner than the higher altitudes, but it's worth it. And they're tricky to pick, you know, like you'll see many strawberries and then your gaze will go down to the one that you want to pick, and you'll say, oh well, you know, I thought I saw lots of strawberries here, and it's almost like they hide. So yeah, it's one of those things. You just and you know, be careful where you're stepping, because you could be standing right on them as well. So just, you know, take your time, be at peace, and allow nature to reveal itself to you. So I'm coming up on the Sheep River. Still a little bit of ice from water flows and things like that, but let's take a look over the edge here. It's deceptive in this country. You know, you think the river is just down a little ways, but this river here can be quite an extreme canyon. And if you're out mountain biking around this area and things like that, be mindful of what trails you take and keep your bearings, because if you get on the wrong side of this, it could be a long journey, or it could lead you the wrong way, away from civilization as opposed to back to your safety of your vehicle and being able to go home that day. But if you're like me, who cares? I'm trying to get lost. Unfortunately, I've not had that success yet. We'll see. Turning the camera around, it's deep. Not much of a runoff yet. And there are really steep cliffs and shale banks to this. Excuse me. But that's where the sheep go for water. So they're up there, and the water is down here. So they make their daily trips, or every second day, unless there's snow on the ground. But you don't get enough moisture from snow. It's good to always have a good drink. And take heed of that as well for us humans. You know, sometimes you get desperate and maybe your water bottle is out. It's much better to actually melt the snow in your water bottle. Hopefully you can maybe put it through a filter, because there's things that live in snow too. But yeah, liquid water is always the better thing to ingest. Now, why somebody had to blow their horn on the highway? What, did the animals get in the way of your destination? Some people's kids. Anyways, I'm gonna just take a wander down the edge of this canyon here, as you can see, and who knows, maybe something else will come up of interest. Chat with you in a little bit. Well, I don't see any animals down here. I think they've all been watered and back up into where they'd like to rest for the afternoon. If anybody's wondering what my difference between my small camera and my larger telescope, the larger telescope, you can imagine, is a fairly large one. It's about triple the size of this one. So this is my setup. I've got the holder for my cell phone, and because the newest version of my Samsung cell phone has a camera on side as opposed to in the middle, it makes it a little more tricky to actually hook up. But this camera, as opposed to my old phone, the quality is much better, and I can get way clearer shots, as you can probably see. So, you know, this 12 by 50 power spotting scope is great for short to mid-range distances. If you're a hunter, you'll have optics, and it's well worth to have something that is tried and true for your eyes specifically. I've investigated, so the higher power, the smaller field of view. The larger lens on the front will only do so much for you as far as field of view goes. But the quality of the lens is particularly important, because at the longer distances you can get it can get very grainy, because you're actually seeing the flaws of the lens itself, or the way the crystal is. It refracts and distorts vision, so it's well worth it to you know, save the pennies and buy something really worthwhile, and investigate. Don't just, oh, it's on sale and it seems to be good enough. Yeah, good enough for maybe some things, but if you really want a well-rounded perspective on these things, you do your investigation. Ask the experts, and really be choosy, because once you get the right scope, there's nothing like it. It makes you so much more successful in honing in and getting that clear vision that you would need to spot whatever you need to spot, or to take pictures or whatever. So that's my take on it, and this is my little guy that I do most of my filming with. And that's why it's so shaky, because look at all the different joints, you know? And it's all suspended, so any little breeze that comes along, it's kind of horrible. So I do my best to pause and refocus, readjust, and put it all together. So here's a point of interest. So I'm on the edge of this canyon, and you can see how steep it is behind me. Well, it's so much steeper here. And I'm not going to get close to it. If there's a good way of dying, or an idiot way of dying, is, oh, let's go take a look over the edge. Well, edges like this are edges for a reason, and they tend to crumble away. And especially in springtime, when everything's soft and the ground is soaked up with moisture and that, this is when cliff sides tend to slough off. And see that water coming out of the hillside? Well, that's ice. So freezing, thawing, and getting in between the shale, the rocks, and so on. That makes it very unsafe. If you could tie off on a rope and want to hang yourself over the edge, great. Be safe. Use your gear properly, and yeah, take a look over the edge. Now you have to have some experience. So I do have some experience with rock climbing, and just always being out. But here, take a look. Gives you the butt willies. It's all overhanging, and it's all, well, in this country, southern Alberta, it's a lot of shale and limestone rock. So for my rock climbing days, this is considered rotten rock. It's a good way to die. We don't have a lot of granite around here. You'd have to go into BC or down into the States to find good granite rock. But this is very unstable country and very unstable ground. So really mind yourself when you're out hiking in that. Don't get too close to the edges of rivers and cliff faces and things like that, unless you know that there's a good solid footing underneath you and you're able to be on stable ground, because you never know when the edge lets go. And I'll catch up to you a little down the road, or a little bit further along the walk here. Cheers. Well, here's a good example of what I was talking about. If you're standing on the edge and you slip, you ain't stopping until you hit the bottom. she's deep. So, and there's all kinds of wildflowers just about ready to pop out. I don't know if those are buttercups or butterbeans or buffalo, whatever. But this place is really gonna pop here in the next couple of weeks. It's gonna be fantastic for all those native species to be flowering. And really hoping to find this year maybe some wild potatoes. Apparently in my region we're in the zone for natural wild potatoes. I'd even like to take a few and maybe transplant them and put them in my yard, and yeah, make my own little habitat of wild edibles in my yard. Time to head her back, and maybe we can see what's up with the sheep. Yeah, sun's still pretty low. It's only 9:30 in the morning here. Should have been out here at 5, but sometimes you gotta sleep too. I'll catch up to you back more towards the vehicle, and we'll see what those sheep are up to. I'm doing a stalk. There's a mule deer up here, and I'm using this gate system to get close. Oh, it's a buck too. He hasn't noticed me yet. Let's just poke around. That's about a 75-yard. I'll see if I can't get my spotting scope on him. I'm free-handing it right now, and the wind is not in my favor. By the size of his bases. Oh, hello. He's gonna be a good buck. There, how cool is that? Nice mule deer buck. Always with the butt shots. See if maybe this angle's a little better. Maybe I can be a little more steady. And she's getting windy out here. This is the best I can do, folks. scene. The wind is totally not in my favor. And it gets grainy as I go in. So, yeah, we'll leave them be. Coolio. Selfie. Well, not hunting season. And I'm in a provincial park. So, no wonder they're not quite so skittish, but it is off season too. If it was a different time of year, they'd say, oh, two-legger, as in human. I guess that's why people like using blinds, is it just disguises that there's actually a two-legger in there. So let's go back and see what these sheep are doing. It seems like they're up and kind of feeding. I was coming up off the benches back there, and they're up and moving, and it looks like maybe a few more have shown up to join in the party. So let's go take a look. Catch up to you in a minute. Well, that's unfortunate, but whatever. I was coming back, and I just saw the last of them move into these trees here. So these crops of trees, they are, all the sheep are right in there, just below the tree line. So can't really see them anymore. Hence, that's the reason why you got to be out here early. I could do a stalk on them and stuff like that, but I got more gardening to do, so it's that time of year, and my wife is counting on me to help her out with a few projects as well. So, but I spent my time, and hopefully my little tidbits of wisdom and so on the cliff faces and about my equipment is helpful, and hopefully you take it to heart that you know, with a proper mindset, patience, living in the moment, in the present, makes life happen and makes beautiful adventures wherever you are happen and more meaningful. Just as camera side note, this is my larger spotting scope. So on a little tiny base like I have that fits on my window, yeah, very shaky, and I guess if I had better equipment, then that would definitely help out. Maybe some stabilization features and things like that. But oh well, what do you say? And what do you do? Until next time, be safe out there. Enjoy your journey of life. And we'll catch up to you on the next one. And if you haven't seen it and you've seen this one, refer back to the last video. I actually did go for a long walk in the forest and stumbled upon a cinnamon bear, or brown bear. And the species is actually a black bear, but they come in a few different colors, from white, beige, and brown, and of course the iconic black. But I got to spend some good amount of time with this old bruiser, and he's definitely enjoyable to watch. And yeah, I kind of went through some of a little bit of the features of what he was noticing about me being in his presence. So, and still alive. I'm not food yet. So, take care, and we'll catch up to you on the next one. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope I earned your subscription. Cheers. I lied. There's one more still up on the hill face. But I think it's just getting a little bit too warm, and this is the straggler, but yeah, everybody else is down in the tree line, probably sitting in the shade. But one more sheepy. Have a good day, everybody. Be stall. Man, they're so well camouflaged. Didn't even notice that other one there. Amazing. That's why you gotta have patience.
Wanna stay in with you, 'cause everyone is so loud. I just want a little bit of peace.
Well, one more. On my way home, I found these guys from a long ways off, up on the mountaintop just below the tree line. Looks like more ewes and small rams. Let's see if I can get the rest of the band in there. There we go. There they are. Still, oh, young rams and ewes and lambs. But man, they gotta be probably 2 kilometers away. I was just talking to a guy on the road, and I was telling him that there was a bunch of big rams up this one mountainside. But sure enough, I was keeping my eye on the slopes, and there they are. Awesome. Glad I got a good powered telescope or spotting scope. Cheers. Thought I'd share that with you because I saw them on the trip home.